when it rained, the whole thing. So we have an updated announcements list and prayer list in there. Besides painting, I don't think there's too much going on. We have a family that moved out last week, right before 4th of July. And this week we should have a new family in, we hope, as they finagle all that. So we haven't had a move in and a move out in quite some time. But we're very pleased that, and we've got 2 more of our families are in line to get apartments. We just don't know when yet. So things are moving. But as you know, we're very cautious about everyone and how things are going. So we listen to the news all the time, see if we can keep our folks safe here. So, all right. No other announcements? Well, we're glad to have folks with us. Good morning to visitors and North Gorham folks that have joined us this morning too. We're glad to have you all with us. So we are laid out a little different. We're going to do Wild Church today, as you can see from the bulletin, and we'll get it explained if you were here for our one that I managed to do last summer in August or September or something. You have an idea, but we'll explain it as we go along. So let's gather together and let's worship. Wherever you are, whoever you are, whatever you come with, and wherever you are going, you are seen, you are heard, you are welcome. You have always belonged. We open this gathering with an acknowledgement of the lands, waters, plants, creatures, and peoples whose being is bound up with our own in mutual dependence. For thousands of years, indigenous people have walked on this land on their own land. Their relationship with the land is at the center of their lives. We acknowledge these lands upon which we worship as the ancestral, cultural, traditional, and unceded lands of the Wabanaki Confederacy. We commit ourselves to the work of dismantling the ongoing legacies of settler colonialism. And let's stand for our first hymn together. We're going to sing Morning Has Broken, and then please stand if you're able, and then you're welcome to sit for the second one if you'd like. Then we'll sing Ground and Source. Morning has broken like the first morning. My heart has opened like the first morning. Praise for the singing, praise for the morning, praise for the springing fresh from
chosen course, guide and friend for all who dream, nourished by our ground and source. We live and move in you. We live and move in you.
Our centering prayer is from Mary Oliver. I just did a few weeks ago when I was at a Mary Oliver poetry retreat. I did what we're doing today again, this wild church, where we go out and we learned from nature and have it speak to us. And so using a Mary Oliver poem seemed just appropriate too. And this one is called Praying. And I liked her last two lines. Often Mary's last two lines get you. It says, "And a silence in which another voice may speak." We have a lot of voices that surround us. We have the voices of our TVs and our radios and our podcasts and all of that. We have people around us if we're fortunate to hear those, which are wonderful, right? I was talking with in my family, my younger sister, and she said, research has shown that in other countries, when people hear voices, they hear voices that are kind and ask them to do kindness. In the United States, when people say they hear voices often with mental illness issues, it's voices of violence or self-harm. And why are we a country and a place that encourages violence when we hear other voices that we don't necessarily recognize and don't know why they come to us? Why are those of violence? So we have time now to make this so that into silence, while I may speak a few words of Mary's here, but that a voice can speak that is saying words of love to us, words of unity, words we might not know we need, and yet can hear in this time and place. So if you would, ground yourself with your feet on this ground that I know is a little damp today, but is good. And if you're at home, on that ground that you are on, and with your seat in your seat. And find your breathing. Join with the song of the bird and the breeze as we breathe together. It doesn't have to be the blue iris. It could be weeds in a vacant lot, or just a few small stones. Just pay attention. Then patch a few words together and don't try to make them elaborate. This isn't a contest, but a doorway. The doorway into thanks. And a silence in which another voice may speak. Loving God, help us to truly pay attention, not to the voices that are shouting loudest or raising fear within us, but to those things we often overlook that teach us a new beauty, that help us hear in a new way, that help us see with eyes of your love. All this we ask in your name. Amen.
Our special music today is made just for Wild Church. This is going to confuse that catbird a little bit. But this is Tropical Birds.
Thank you, and thank you to the catbird too. I know I often interrupt you all on Sunday mornings to start worship, and I really feel guilty about interrupting the birds, I will have to admit. Listen to your breath. Listen to the wind. We are all connected through the breath of God. Slowly allow yourself to relax into this welcoming place. You belong here with these trees and the stones and the bugs and the birds and the rhododendron and the geraniums and the hostas and everything else that is blooming around. We may not be near a river or stream, but there is water all around us, as we know from our toes this morning, within the plants and on the ground. The arteries of life flowing throughout the planet, mirroring the arteries of blood flowing through our own bodies. You are a welcome part of this ecosystem. They welcome us because they have not forgotten that we are related and that we come from the same dust and return to the same dust. Take another deep breath of gratitude to acknowledge that our lives are fully dependent on the healthy functioning of this particular biosystem. We are very much part of nature. We are creatures of, not simply in, the natural world. We are here to remember ourselves back where we belong. We are here as an expression of faith, of religion, and the word means again, and legio, connection. So our religion is supposed to connect us again. Like ligaments that hold the bones of the world together, religion simply means reconnection. We are here to restore a loving and kindred relationship with the rest of the natural world as our spiritual practice. We belong to the coastal volcanic belt of the, and I just have to apologize to John Toohey right now. These are his words and I can't pronounce them all. Ordovician, how do you say that? Ordovician. Okay, say it. Okay, Silurian rock with, yes, you grew up in Maine, with marine slate sandstone and slate. Our soils have been formed since the retreat of the last ice sheet from our region 12,500 years ago, give or take. We are coastal. and river channeled that features clay loam soils or sandy soils with very few boulders and surface rocks. We receive about 42 inches of rain a year, though this summer it's felt like a lot more. We have extensive sand and gravel aquifers formed in sediments left behind after the last glacier. Deeper bedrock aquifers formed within cracks in the state's igneous and metaphoric basement rock are also here. Hardwoods like oaks. Oaks are maples. We've got all over here. Oaks and maples dominate our area. We have 58 species of wild animals, 3,000 species of marine life, at least 1,300 kinds of insects, and at least 300 species of birds. And the mycelium network under our feet is almost impossible for us to measure. And to our own indigenous ancestors, some from faraway lands, who live in and through us still, we honor the sacred in all. And in learning to honor the holiness in others who are not human, may we learn to honor the sacred within ourselves and in all peoples. May we honor one another and honor life itself, the sacred mystery, within all things holding us together. I'm inviting you now to engage in conversation with other beings in this place. Engage with the land, the trees, the plants, an animal if you spot one. There were 2 fawns this morning, Linda said as she walked out here early. And the insects. Listening to your body is the place to begin. What I'm going to ask you to do is wander and find a place to be, something that you feel drawn to. And the listening that I'm going to ask you to do now doesn't happen only through your ears or through your head. It's heart listening. Open your imagination and invite your intuition to guide you. When you leave this circle, you may have an idea where you want to go, a section of the garden or the open meadow or a certain tree or a plant. But along the way of following what you think are your plans, you may notice a tug of something else stopping you, asking you to turn and look. Look for what might help you cross, how that might be a threshold to something new. Is it a broken branch that you're about to step over? A rustling and broken piece of garden equipment or a headstone? There are those out there. No bodies, just the stones. When the threshold beckons, don't question. Just follow. Surrender your plans. Forget about the instructions I'm giving you even right now. There are no shoulds. Just follow your heart's guidance. Before you settle on your spot, take a few deep breaths. Look where you are. Turn around and look where you've come from. And make an inner decision to open your imagination. It can be an invitation into what the Celtics spirituality calls a thin place, where the distance between heaven and earth grows thin and the sacred can be sensed viscerally. When you cross over, may you be open to a holy presence that beckons you to draw even closer. Find that thing. And if it's something that you can bring back, a piece of or something, probably not the hostas because the deer have already had at those for a lot. Poor Linda, she's losing to the deer this year. But if you have something you can bring back, you're welcome to put it here as we make a holy place together there. And as you go to sit down, ask the place around you permission to sit there, to be present with them. Thank them for inviting you there. And then when you're there, use your senses to wonder. Praise what's around you. Notice what is and what it brings up in you. And don't be afraid of what comes up. The earth is there to teach us. All around is to teach us. And this is a time when we can learn. And then find your silence. Let all those ideas and words float around you, but let them go as you can to make room. And smile when you you think we have to put words in and we have to do all that. Just smile to yourself, say, oops, here I go again, and let it go. If you sense a question rising up, let it come to you and sit with you and teach you. And then you can ask yourself if you need a question, is there anything that the earth is asking me to do right now? Take some time with that. Whether it's tears or smiles, just let it all come. So the logistics of this is right now there's 30 chairs out there, but I think we have more than 30 people here. So if you're able to carry a chair with you, please do that. If you're not, wander and find one. You can see some of them there. I kind of put them in 3 sections. We've got some in there, and some over there. I didn't put any in there. You're welcome to go there. There's a few over there. But just find the place you need to be. And then in about 20 minutes, I'm going to come back and walk around, hopefully with that chime, if you can hear it, and call you all back in. And then we'll have a time of reflection where you can just offer what you have heard and seen and felt in this time. So go find what's your teacher today. Or you can stay here. It's okay. Do I? Oh, yes, I do. Hello. Is that what those are? I'll just leave it there. I've already got.
He's learning from you today.
Is he? He's learning how nice linen is to crawl up, right?
How far can I go?
How far? And it's nice and light. I'll get out of the. Oh. Oh, and then we catch the breeze is right here. So, what came up for people? What thoughts came to you? What questions came to you?
I just kept thinking about the difference between a flower bed and a garden, and how at home I have all these flower beds, and I spend hours and days across the summer weeding them and taking all the leaves out of them. And then I walk through here, and there's what you would call weeds like in with the flowers, and then there's the decomposing leaves, and how like beautiful it is just like all together, and I spend so much time taking that out.
Yep, that's a good one. What did we remove? What are our ideas of good and perfect and things like that that sometimes need to be changed, right? Yep, have some opportunity to change. Great.
In a sea of green, there were hundreds of greens.
In a sea of green, there were hundreds of greens, is what Christenia said. Ah.
Had one green pencil.
And
I took my black and white pencil, so I had no color.
you didn't even have any greens, huh? Noticing what we use one word, how much diversity there is. Yep.
I love the sign that at the garden that said, Tigger says, "What day is it today?" And Pooh said, "Today." And he says, "Oh, my favorite day." And I thought, you know what? That's for us. Every day is Saturday for us retired folk.
But how to make today your favorite day, even if it's filled with things that are not your favorite things. But it's because what we have and what we're given. Yep. Thank you.
I just thought, I sat on the porch because it's such a welcoming place. And I just thought about all the good memories I've had on porches with families and friends throughout the years.
All the people that have welcomed you in all those places. Thanks, Cindy.
I sat in front of a hydrangea bush. I was going to say chrysanthemum. Anyways, I watched the bugs, the bees, the different sizes. There were so many I couldn't count them, all getting their pollen. And in my head, the thought came, and which is really ironic, be still and know I am God.
Oh.
They weren't very still.
But we had to be still and know a new thing. Yep. Thank you.
I noticed that a spent flower is sometimes as beautiful as the flower itself.
Ah, yes. Yep. The spent flower is sometimes as beautiful as the flower itself. There's a lot of peonies that are finished out there. Is that what it was? I noticed that too this morning. They got gooey, and they're finished. They are, aren't they? The seed heads are fuzzy, is what she said. Yep.
I would say
Oops. Bev's going to get her steps in here.
I would say that despite everything that's all full of nature around here, it was very odd to find a lobster claw.
I have a feeling somebody, after a lobster feed, was throwing them out there, right? They're good for the garden, right? What do we think doesn't belong, but is good for the garden? We could find eggshells probably out there too. You don't know how. An animal may have moved them out of the compost pile. Oh, there you go. Oh, what's maybe put somewhere for us by something else, right? And we get to notice it because it's out of place. Yeah. Oh, that's good.
I couldn't bring my two friends that I found back with me because they are living but
I sat with a chipmunk for a while he chipped at me in the stack of drawers that's in the back there.
Yeah.
And then a honeybee came and explored my shirt. Looking for something and deciding that no, it wasn't really
It was-
what they wanted.
It was a pretty picture, but it wasn't lunch.
So
Yeah.
I thought about how if we sit still, they're just as curious about us as we are them.
Yep. Yep. What do we miss because we're not still? Yep. And what can we gain if we are? Yep.
We noticed all the doorways that are out there, inviting different choices of different places to go, showing hope and optimism, inspiration.
Yep. Yeah. And good for you guys now as you've just opened a new doorway, moved to a new place. So, yes. Wonderful. What are doorways that are out there that don't look like doorways even? Some of them do on the shed and, different things, but... And gates, yeah, and there's gates in the garden, and sometimes the trees too. Yep.
Right, the archway separating each different garden, and each garden is just a little different, and the light is different as you go through each doorway, just offering different opportunities and choices.
Yep. Yeah. And at different times of the day, we're here at this time in the morning, and we get a certain light, and 3 hours later it would be totally different too. Yep. She would. We would have had a hard time sending her home.
Linda's father started this garden in the 1960s. In the potting shed, I found a rake that's on the table that he may well have used. I overlapped with him 13 years before he died.
Yeah.
And during that time, I had breakfast with him about 1,000 times. I also went down and saw the apple trees that Justin, her son, has planted. He started it. Linda took over. Justin will continue.
continue
This
it.
place will endure.
Yep. Yep. I just think, too, of the trees that may have been here that, Linda, your dad didn't plant, and how they have watched you all, and they will outlive even Justin, and maybe the next generation after that, too, on how what surrounds us witnesses to us and our lives together. And do we witness them? Do we really see them?
I noticed that the birds were louder than the airplanes, and I was glad of that.
And there's a faint whiff of bacon.
Someone's cooking breakfast somewhere, huh? Well, we have a house over there. Maybe that is. A whiff of bacon.
There was a
she
faint
said.
whiff of
bacon. Or some plant out there that smells like it. And one never know the bacon plant. Does pigweed smell? Oh yeah, pigweed. Good one. I love it.
I sat behind the shed there, and there's a semi-wild planting, and it struck me the balance that was there without anybody doing anything. There were daylilies, and there was also bittersweet, and the deer had come. Some of the daylilies, they had eaten off the buds, but not all of them. The bittersweet was growing, but it wasn't enveloping everything, and on some of the daylily stalks, it had coiled up so the daylilies were celebrated and enhanced by this lovely spiral twirl going up. And then what I noticed when I was just sitting there was the most minute forget-me-not I have ever seen. And if I hadn't been sitting there, I would have probably stepped on it. And it just struck me the balance of so many lovely big things, but also the tiny things that are there. And they haven't asked our permission to grow, and they know how to grow, and it's kind of amazing.
Some of them need a huge amount of tending. Some of them
Need none. Yeah. How much tending is needed? Yep.
I didn't go anywhere. I sat here, but I found two things in particular. We all, as we walk in here, probably don't notice, but we are in the middle of a special garden, and that is plantain that is all through the grass here. And you notice it tapers off. It's pretty much in this area. And it gives us, I put one leaf on the table, it gives us a support to our lives that we don't realize. It does a great deal of good. And this is just from my chair. And I found this stick right under my feet. And I thought, Robert Frost and The Road Less Traveled. A lot of things to think about from your chair.
Thank you, David. My question that came up was about the birds. I think, Allie, you're the one that taught me not too long ago, or maybe it was at the Mary Oliver thing, that the same bird in different locations of the country have a different a song, and I thought of that. They even have different colorings. I was back in Iowa, and the cardinals are much redder, really red. Here they've got this orange that is just stunning. I think too, it's a much oranger red than it is in Iowa and Illinois and things like that. But I also thought about the songs and how those will change. And so I might not recognize some of the songs I heard growing up because I live on the East Coast now, and I don't realize it's the same bird. And today I have a rather, one of those birthdays that ends in a 0. And so my question that came up for myself was, you're going to be in a new place now. I mean, we use these artificial markers of years, but I also want to use them for good, What new song do I need to sing? How does my song need to change? What did you say? I am woman. Very wrong. Unfortunately, most people would say I've been singing that from day one. That's right. Do whatever I want. I don't have to apologize, right? But thought about that and what song I have been singing and have been unhappy with sometimes, and how in this new place and new space of this new decade, these new years, do I need a new song? Linda.
This is an odd invitation, but I'm telling you, the most beautiful time in this garden is 5:30 in the morning. So anybody that's up at 5:30 would like to come up and walk through the garden, you are welcome. It is so peaceful that time of day.
Is that when you found the fawns? When were the fawns here?
Oh, that
this
was
morning?
later.
That was later. Yep.
That was like about 8:30. They were right over here.
All right. Oh, I missed them then because I was here at about 8 and left. Yeah. All right. You got a 5:30 invitation. If you have a little insomnia, you know where to come, right? Well, thank you so much. When we did this last year, people started out, and I didn't know how it would go with the sharing, but oh my goodness, y'all just go. But it's amazing the things when we sit and when we are together and on our own, but when we know we're together with a much largerness that's here, all of creation, whatever that means, and whatever we explore as we find that. So it is so good. And I hope this continues to resonate in your week ahead and changes you as you go on. So let's sing together our song, We Are Not Our Own. Loving God, we have had the astounding privilege of being in this place on this day together. God, we are thankful for all the work and the hours and the love that is poured into this place that has been, that is, and will yet to come. God, let all of that remind us that we are together, that it is just not humans that are loved. It is the earth that is loved and is love. And God, may we speak words of love to all that grows and lives and supports us. God, remind us to pay attention to all that is supporting our life and live in harmony so that all can live. God, we offer this morning this world that is groaning and asking us to care so that it can breathe, so that its waters can nourish, so that it may be a balance of heat and coldness. And God, we've done so much as humankind to change that, and we are feeling the effects of it. Let us not walk by that or just say, I'm able to turn on my furnace or turn on my air conditioner. But let's see in all ways, in any way, what we can do to celebrate this life that also celebrates ours. Loving God, for the ways that we are connected, for this air that we breathe is the same that the bird takes in to sing and fly in, that the plants and trees cleanse for us. God, that this earth contains a network and a life that is beyond our thinking even. And yet without it, we wouldn't have life. God, for all of those who support our life, whom we support, all the ways that we can be connected, God, we are thankful. And in this week, may we make those connections seen and real, with cards for a new baby and a new mom, with care for those who are taking care of their loved ones, for prayers and thoughts and even food, for those who have more to do than it feels like they can, and a gift of time or food is an incredible gift of love. God, for all the ways that we do adjust our lives because we have seen something even small through which we hear your voice, through which we hear love. God, we are thankful. May we do that where we are. May we do this in our town, in our state, in our country, in our world. May none be too small to notice. And God, teach us through all that is around us. And hear us as we join our voices together. Oh, and I didn't print one in, so do we? Yes, we do. Let's pray together. O most compassionate life giver, may we honor and praise you. May we work with you to establish your new order of justice, peace, and love. Give us what we need for growth and help us through forgiving others to accept forgiveness. Strengthen us in times of testing that we may resist all evil. For all tenderness, strength, love are yours, now and forever. Amen. And if you'll turn to your words, for before me is peace, and please stand if you're able. There's also, we've done this a few times, but if you don't remember, there's hand motions to go with this. So it's before me is peace, behind me is peace, below me is peace, above me is peace, and then around me is peace, within me is peace, Round me is peace, within me with peace. And what I ask is the first time we sing it through as me, and the second time as us. How's that? So please stand if you're able, and let's sing together.
Yeah, I think so.
Do we know it?
Enough.
Okay. Behind us is love, below us is love, above us is love, around us is love, within us is love, around us is love, within us is love. Before us is hope. Before us is hope, behind us is hope, below us is hope, above us is hope, around us is hope, within us is hope, around us is hope, within us is hope. God on the outside, endlessly spacious and ageless, audacious and wild, we are laid low and humbled and awed by the splendor. Let us all remember as we go that we are the universe's child of God on the inside and in all places, forever gracious, love without ends, witness to all that we see and are. And may God guide your love. And may you know that God's love never ends. Go in peace. Amen.
All right. Oh, goodness. Well, anyway, we wanted to find a way to say thank you, and you have so many different facets. We thought, well, maybe a gift card to a yarn shop, maybe a gift card to a garden centre, maybe a gift card to a favorite boutique, or possibly to for a culture trip. And then we thought, well, let's let her choose for herself. So we have a gift card for you in here somewhere, which comes with all of our love and all of our gratitude, and thank you for who you are.
My last full-time church probably, to be just to sit back and rest on laurels or, you know, just cruise. And we have not cruised. But we have picked up speed in some places. We have done some things. We've tried some things that haven't worked. We've done some things that have changed us. And I too with you. So thank you all for this celebration and for the gift. Oh, one more thing, Lisa.
One more thing, yes. It's not Holy Communion, but we do want to celebrate with you. We have a birthday cake. Oh, thank you, Bev. We do want to celebrate with you. We have a birthday cake and goodies, so everybody, as well as putting your chairs away, please come and celebrate with Christine. And there's a cake. There's a cake.
Thank you all.
So if you're here, the whole service, I've been pondering this. If you're here through Monday, I mean, how would that work for you? I mean, that's